I'm going to talk about the Benedict option. So St. Augustine, fighting against the Donatists, said that in this time of serious persecution, some had to flee in order that the church would remain in existence, but some had to stay in order to witness courageously, even at the point of the shedding of their blood. And so some are called to remain in places that are really difficult and dark and toxic to faith in order to witness there, to be a light in the darkness. But some are called to flee to save the baby Jesus from being slaughtered by Herod. They've got to find their Egypt. So I use that as my introduction to the concept of the Benedict option, that there are increasingly numbers of folks who are saying, you know what, I need to get up and move for the sake of the preservation of the faith of my kids, not to hide, but to preserve the baby Jesuses entrusted to my care in order that they might be strengthened to be salt, light, and leaven in the world. So when you are seeing people make more serious efforts, are they doing so as a vitamin or as a pain reliever? Are they doing so in order to strengthen more fully the faith that is theirs? Or are they doing so because they need to flee a place that is so painful to them that they have to get to a place that's healthy for themselves or their families?
My experience has been more people are fleeing because of the pain. That's not to say that they're not eager for the vitamin, but there's almost such a wellspring of frustration that they feel like they need to go. Now, let me just say something really quick if I can, because I've been praying with Benedict for a long time. I just felt like I've been struck by the fact, like, why in the world is Benedict? How did Benedict become the patron of Europe? You know, like Benedict's long before the creation of Europe, right? And Pope Benedict has some great things on this. He talks about how, you know, the means by which what is now Europe was held in unity was a political and a military means. It was the Roman Empire. It was the Legion and the Roman Empire and its system. Suddenly, the Roman Empire collapsed, and there was no more unity. And so a new unity came about as a result of faith, which was the Christian faith. And so the people of Europe, of the continent of Europe, came into existence. I've thought about that a lot for us as a country. I have no idea what's going to happen to the United States of America, but as a friend of mine would say, we are burning our own house down. This cannot stand. It just can't stand. You can't have such radically contrasting visions of what it means to be human, what marriage is, what the purpose of life is. You just can't. This can't sustain itself. And the reason why I mentioned that with regards to the Benedict option and the Benedict and what people are doing, it's kind of like, I want people to think about what's the vision for why we're doing what we're doing. And I think the vision, at least one of the ways to think about it, is this. The Roman Empire collapsed. The church was there. And people who were like lost in the wilderness could look at a community, a Benedictine community, and go, I think it's safe there. I think I can find love there. I think I can find food there. I think I will be protected there. I don't know how long it's going to take, and maybe we get a Marian apparition and it doesn't happen at all. But sooner or later, I think we're going to be like that time was, and people are going to be looking far and wide for places where they will be safe, where they'll be treated with love, where they'll be welcomed. We need to make sure that we're doing everything that we can do to prepare our people to be those kind of places. Because our task, again, is to rescue the world as opposed to hide. And I totally appreciate and would support somebody because they're prayerfully discerning, hey, for the good of this family, we have to get out of this situation right now so that we can protect ourselves, get strong, and come back and rescue the world. We just want to make sure that we have as a goal, I want to come back and rescue the world. Mm-hmm. But I think our parishes need to, Jesus says a city set on a hill cannot be hidden. You and I lived overseas, and, I have images in my mind of cities on a hill in Italy, especially. And you build a city on a hill for protection. but you don't light up a city for protection. You light up a city so that the people who are down below, who are lost in the wilderness, who are hungry and beat up and sick and dying, they know up there there's safety. And that's what we need to make sure that we're aspiring to be.
Amen. Final word on that. When I look at what has renewed the church, it was the burning charity, right? The fire of charity, the fire of love. But when people don't respond to the fire of love, the fire of charity, then it's the fire of calamity. So if people aren't moved by charity, they'll be moved by calamity. And so I think that it's probably going to be a bit of both, right? So hopefully we can be those have the burning centers of charity be the church, so that as
Amen.
calamity falls, they'll be drawn to that fire. So,
amen.